Welcome! This is our start of the How to Hire a Nanny series. For over a year, I've been recording videos specifically for nannies on Saturdays, but moving forward, I'm going to have videos every Wednesday for families, and this is the start of a 10-part series, so I can't wait to have you join me. We're going to start with the end in mind, how to keep your nanny happy. Over the last 20 years of running Nannies on Call and the Nanny Solution, we constantly hear families calling in and requesting nannies who are going to stay for the long haul, 2, 3, 5 years. But what are families doing to ensure they are being good employers? Let's start with that so you know how to keep an employee long term. If we haven't met before, I'm Michelle Kelsey, the founder of the Nanny Solution by Nannies on Call. Each Wednesday, I'm going to bring you new videos to educate you on everything to do with how to hire a nanny. Let's get right to this video. Number 1 is respect. All employees like to be respected, and nannies especially are shown a lack of respect on a regular basis. Things like upholding boundaries, speaking to them in a kind and appreciative manner, and showing them just acts of kindness and appreciation. One of the things we often hear from nannies is that families talk down to them in front of the children, and that this is very uncomfortable. Or that they've been working for the family a year and no one's ever said thank you or you're doing a great job. So be sure that you're showing your nanny appreciation by saying thank you, maybe some small gifts, talking to them with kindness. If you need to have a discussion with the nanny, speak to them separately from your children. But overall, don't we all just want respect in our job positions? That's an easy thing to provide the nanny, and it's free to you. Communication. Open and honest communication is important in any relationship, and your nanny-parent relationship is no different. Be sure that you're sitting down with a nanny on a regular basis to go over how things are going, how they're feeling, how you're feeling, feedback that you give the nanny, and feedback that the nanny gives you about maybe things that aren't working or that are uncomfortable. You can have a communication book if you don't see each other very often that you leave on the counter in the kitchen, where you leave notes back and forth. You should also have regularly scheduled check-ins, something where you sit down every Friday at 4 o'clock to check in, go over the week, find out what the children need. It's the best for everyone, your children, yourself, and your long-term relationship with your nanny. Realistic expectations. It's important to have realistic expectations of what the nanny's tasks are for the day. Is it more important to you to come home to healthy and well-adjusted children, or that the laundry's done and the house is clean? Any parent knows that some days just get out of control and you can't clean the house or clean up after yourself or get those crafts put away or get the toy box full again because the kids were just difficult or you were having a good time all day, whatever the reason. Having realistic expectations of what can be done in the amount of hours, and that sometimes we're human and it doesn't all get done. So having realistic expectations and knowing, putting the children first and knowing really them being healthy, happy, and well cared for is the number 1 priority. Flexibility. Nannies are just like everyone else. They don't like to be micromanaged. And now more than ever, parents are at home and nannies are feeling more and more and more micromanaged when parents step in because they hear the child crying or they want to have lunch with the child. All of these things are fine. But again, back to communication. It's really important to communicate with your nanny. Are they in charge during the day? Or are you going to come up and have lunch and step in for a while, giving them a break? Are you going to give them the flexibility? This is where we're going with flexibility. Are you going to give them the flexibility to do the job and be in charge? Give the nanny the flexibility to do their job, do it properly, understanding your family philosophies, discipline techniques. That's where the communication comes in again. I think communication is probably the number 1, obviously, thing that you need to do with the nanny. But flexibility to let them do their job so that they can do it well, and then having check-ins so that you can communicate any concerns you may have. Appreciation. Who doesn't love to feel appreciated in their job? And nannies are no different. A simple handwritten card to say thank you, acknowledging their birthday, giving them a bonus on a paycheck at Christmas or at another time of the year, giving them a raise when they've been with you a year. Whatever it is, nannies like to feel appreciated, and they're often undervalued. Although we're starting with the end in mind, these 5 things will help you to keep your nanny long term. It's giving the nanny the ability to do their job on their own, trusting them, respecting them, communicating with them, and showing them appreciation. Who wouldn't stay in a job like that? This is the first part of a 10-part series on how to hire a nanny. We'll be back next Wednesday with hiring a nanny, what you need to know. Step 1. We'll see you then.